Hello, students. My name is Sean, RC professor, and we have
Nicole, you guys have probably seen me in last week's video of me exercising, but I also work at Career Center at SUNY Korea, and we provide professional help for writing resumes and cover letters. And we don't want you will probably get our emails from Career Center for like Career Weekly and any like internship and job opportunities that we find. We would send it to you.
yes, and let me add a little more. So we help you to develop your career, and I know that most of you are freshmen and you're exploring your career path, and we are here for you. Our office is located in A208. Feel free to come by after this coronavirus thing is over, and we will, help you to discover your interest. And as Nicole mentioned, resume cover letter help, and even mock interviews and more. And we invite great speakers. Unfortunately, we cannot do that this semester, and that's why we came here to Samsung, and we have a special guest today. His name is Dr. Yoon Kim. He works in Samsung Electronics. Let me introduce you, Dr. Yoon Kim.
So my name is Hong Yoon, and I've been working for Samsung about 3 years, and I work as a research scientist at Samsung Electronics. So I work at a small branches of Samsung Electronics called Samsung Research. So Samsung Research is an upstream research organization for Samsung Electronics. So we kind of look ahead 3 or 5 years down the road and see what other products or what other features, what other services that a user might want. And we experiment and we create a technology to prepare for Samsung. Yeah.
Wonderful. And can you tell me about your background? Where did you grow up and what did you study?
For me, I'm an interesting mixture of South Korea and United States. I was born in the US, but I moved to Korea, and then I moved back to the United States and moved back to Korea. So at this point in my life, I spent half of my life in Korea, half of my life in the United States. And when I was in college, I studied engineering and mathematics.
What did you do before your job at Samsung Electronics? Do you have any work or internship experiences?
So before joining Samsung, I was part of a small software company. It was about 12 people. And there I was working as a similar role as data scientist, and I coded a little bit as well. And prior to that, during my college, I took up like two internships. One was at NASA, and the other one was at Department of Defense Navy Lab. Yeah.
Prior coming to Samsung, you worked and interned in the USA, right? And why do you think Samsung wanted to recruit you?
There are two different reasons I can think of. One is just being able to ingest data and come up with interesting insights and be able to use that in a product development. Those are increasingly more required skill set. So I think that was a kind of good fit. So Samsung being a traditional hardware manufacturer, they want to be able to incorporate different data coming from different devices. So I think that's one of the main reasons why I was recruited to work here in Korea. Also, another thing is because of my unique background, mixture of Korea and United States, I fortunately speak both languages and I understand both cultures. And so just being able to bridge those things, right? Being able to understand U.S. market or people outside of U.S. And just being able to work here with Korean people. I think that's a big asset for me, and I think that was a great fit for me as well. Yeah.
Okay. And you've been working in Samsung for 3 years,
Yeah.
you mentioned. And what do you like about working at Samsung and any dislikes?
Yeah. So major things that I like is that just kind of diversity of people I get to rub shoulders with. In my short time working at Samsung, I've met a lot of people like me, but I also met a lot of people not like me. Lawyers, doctors, human resource person, marketing people. So they reason and think very differently than I do. and just having exposure to that, I think is very enriching for me. And also, Samsung has branches all over the world, so I've interacted and worked with people from different global offices, and I've visited many branches of offices as well. So that was fun. That's really something that I like, I enjoy. Uh, but that can also be a major difficulty as well,
Sure.
because everyone reasons and thinks very differently. It's hard for me to have just quickly come up with an idea and make decisions very fast. So I have to talk and reason and talk to different languages, different people. So that could be very exhausting and difficult. Yeah.
Okay. And what are your working hours? Do you work overtime quite a bit? Or can you explain about this?
Yeah, so my working hours, I try to average out 8 hours per day, and mostly I usually do that. But there are times where deadlines coming up, I have to stay, overnight, or not overnight, over hours. But also there are times where when things are not busy, I get to go home early. But one good thing about working for Samsung is that they have a flexible work hour schedule. So I can come in and can leave anytime as long as I average out 8 hours per day. Yeah.
And I'm curious about data scientists.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of our students are interested in data scientists. Can you explain what is data scientist,
Yeah.
and how to become a data scientist, and what does data scientist do?
I see. So data science is a very big field, right? So it'll be difficult for me to define the whole field in very succinct way, but I'll do my best. So data is nothing more than just information, right? Information. And so what we call datafication of our lives been happening for many, many thousands of years, right? This is what this person did, this is what this person did. So this is what they call datafication. But recent iteration of datafication brings a new dimension. It's because capturing those data, storing the data, and even processing those data became a lot cheaper. For instance, maybe move ourselves 2,000 years ago. You did something, I have to write it down on a piece of paper, and then I have to write it down on a piece of paper. So that was very difficult process, but because of thanks to computers and increase in software capability, a lot of those tasks became automated. So now, when those datafication became a lot cheaper and we can process a lot more information very fast, a lot more people wanted to take advantage of those data. So one prime example that I can think of is car manufacturing has been just traditional, hard, manufacturing job, right? You come up with a design, the scales, the engineer come together in a room and think about the best design possible. But what's possible right now is that all the sensor data, all the driving record, those are readily available, and the manufacturer can capture those data, right? So on average, how many kilometers do a driver drive per trip? Those are type of thing that information was not readily available to engineers maybe 20 years ago, but those informations are available right now. And those incredibly valuable insight can be fed into the design process. But somebody has to take care of those data. Somebody has to design those data. Somebody has to distill those, streaming data. Hundreds and hundreds and tons of gigabytes of worth of data is coming in. So that's just kind of where the industry is going for. And I think those trends not gonna change anytime soon. Because that trend has been going on for multiple millennia already. So, in short, data science is taking advantage of all this data being produced and use that data as a valuable feedback and to make a better product and better services.
Okay, wonderful. And as a data scientist at Samsung, what are the current projects that you are working on now?
So my current projects involve with just capturing the increased trend in training at home, like just work from home, and people, they cannot go to gym, so they've been working out at home a lot more. So that's been an increasing trend, but because of recent coronavirus things, that become even more relevant topic. So if you actually search Google, it's like, hey, what's the best home training program? The information are overwhelming. There are hundreds and thousands of different websites. So I think our job is to create an easy interface and algorithm for user to create those workout. So using artificial intelligence and those advanced in computational power to do that. So my role right now is to read a lot of research paper, people who've been studying for this a while, and translate it into computer program, and so the user can easily generate those workout for themselves. Yeah.
Okay, great. Can you tell us about a challenging situation that you had to encounter recently at your company?
Oh yeah. So right now I work with people from very different backgrounds. So I'm a research scientist. Someone's like, developer. Someone's is like project manager. And things that we care about, things that we pay attention to is very, very different. So I just find at a meeting, all three of us are thinking about different things, and we are all three of us talking about different things. And when we say, "Oh, I meant this," and somebody else are thinking about a completely different thing, right? So I think those differences add friction, and there's a potential for conflict. And so, as I mentioned, I think being able to work with a diverse group of people is always intriguing and nice, but I think there's a real cost. So I personally recently, because I've been working with such a small group of people in very fast, rapid development phase, I just find managing those things are their expectation and communications and coming with a concrete decision together. I find those things very challenging. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And so the viewers of this video are SUNY Korea students.
Yeah.
Mostly they are on their first semester and second semesters.
Yep.
And a lot of them are actually interested in working in Samsung or like this kind of companies. So do you have any career advice for them? How to be prepared to work for Samsung or any global companies?
The big takeaway for me working at Samsung is like three different things. Number one is just kind of having a core technical competency. It's a big company. There are a lot of smart and brilliant people. And so for you to be able to contribute, you need to have a just genuine core technical competency that can contribute to the company as a whole. And number two is, even if you're brilliant and smart and just really good at what you do, if you cannot work with people, if you cannot share your thoughts and ideas, the chances of you being useful at this company is like zero, right? You're just isolated and you're not gonna get anything done. So just being able to have those interpersonal and just interpersonal skills and be able to work with people, I think that's a lot more important than I previously estimated. And number three is connected to interpersonal thing is I see the whole international market being more integrated. The whole trend of globalization is not going to stop anytime soon, and that's very evident in my short time with Samsung. So I encourage people to be able to learn how to interact with people from different cultural backgrounds, cultural fluency, cultural sensitivity, or just be able to start conversation with people that have little to no common ground. I think those are a very important thing.
Yeah, he mentioned really important 3 points: core technical competency, communication skills to express yourself, and cultural fluency and sensitivity. And I believe our university is a great place because we have a lot of students from different background and culture. So hope you can take advantage of this situation. Okay, and as I mentioned, the viewers are first or second semester students, and they have lots of questions and curiosities how to, start their career and their college life too. And do you have any advice for their college life? What to do and just any advice?
So I really enjoyed my college life. That's not because I study math all the time, every day. Although I love math, so if you love math, I'm not against you, I'm for you. But I think I spent a lot of time doing outside of schoolwork as well. One of the best memories of my college was me being part of choir. So when there's a lot of homework and things to take care of, I make sure that I always sign up for a choir class and be part of a choir. And so that was, a lot of fun. And actually, the conductor at my college choir, he became a professor at university in the US. And then like he toured around the world, and then I saw his face in Korea in the poster. And he's, in fact, was coming to Korea to perform. So, you know, things like that, you know, it really enriches your life. And even my path to become a mathematician or study mathematics, it was, I was taking a lot of engineering classes, and then I had to take math class as a requirement. But then I was like, oh, this is very interesting, you know? I think I like math more than engineering. So I started taking a lot more math classes, and at the end I became, you know, I got a master's degree in mathematics too. So, you know, I highly encourage everyone to explore. So my college life was a mixture of a lot of friends and friends from all different parts of the world. And there was a lot of extracurricular activities as well. So I think studying is important. I took my study very seriously, and I study a lot. But I think also I make sure I experience and enjoy life as I know. So yes, I encourage you to do the same. Yeah.
Okay. And I also heard that you have a very interesting hobby.
Yeah.
And great music taste.
Oh, yeah.
Can you explain a little bit about your hobby?
So yeah, I listen to many different types of music, and that's because I took a choir class.
Okay.
And the choir class introduced me to many subgenres of music that people don't usually listen to. I actually listen to a lot of yodel song, and which people just chuckle and that's a weirdo, right? But I like the fact it's a very difficult singing technique to master. So I like the fact that this particular individual spent a lot of time, effort, energy to master breathing and like, you know, switching falsettos and real voice back and forth. I think that just you know, mastery of people working on their craft, and so those are things that I enjoy. Yeah, music, and there are other hobbies for me too, like cookings and things like that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that our students enjoy the interview.
Yeah.
And we really hope to, you know, invite you again next time in SUNY Korea and actually get to meet our students again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Last minute words.
Oh yeah, so college is a interesting time. My time at college was extremely enriching. That doesn't mean that everything that happened in college is great. You know, there's some low moments as well. I think college can be also very stressful, but that doesn't mean that, you know, we can not thrive in the stressful time. So looking back, college really enriched my life, being able to connect with people from different parts of the globe, be able to grow my core competency, and, you know, prepare me for a bigger stage of life. So I recommend you to get to know professors, get to know your friends, and enjoy opportunity available to you. So have fun at SUNY Korea. I'm looking forward to seeing many of you in person soon. Thank you.